Here bringing us a brand new video, and oh boy, the Magistus. Okay, I know I'm a few days late with this, but my power's been out for the past like 3 days in a row since like Monday, and it finally came back on yesterday, and by the time it did, I had to get to work. So yeah, but anyway, we're gonna get back to making videos, and hey, if you happen to like my videos, happen to like my channel, please do consider subscribing and liking the video, sharing it and all that. Everything goes a long way to helping me out. And if you really want to help me out, do consider please donating to my PayPal down below for a one-time donation. Or, hey, sending me a fan mail through my P.O. box. Anything would be wonderful. Just even having you guys watch my videos is wonderful. So going the extra mile really is appreciative to me. So let's go ahead and get on with this video. Magistus. Oh boy, I've been wanting to talk about this deck for a while, because really more for the lore implications, because we've known these three archetypes exist in the same world for a long time, but now we're getting to see kind of the origins of everything going on. So we got Crowley, we got Vare, and then we got Endymion, all in the same deck, and they're all younger. So if you don't know, this is Alistair from the Invoked, and also from being seen in the spellbook Link Monster. Then we got Madame Vare from Witchcrafter, and we got a young Endymion. So this is crazy. This is younger versions of all of them. Now everybody's like, wait, so Crowley, it's Aleister Crowley, like one of the big names in like alchemy and everything. Okay, Aleister Crowley is super young, and so does Endymion. But what's up with Vare? She went from being a very gorgeous lady to being a lolly in the future, and I think that's probably explainable through she probably had a mishap of some magic and turned into a lolly afterwards. That's my guess, at least, because that's the only explanation. Got hit with a lollification spell, I guess. Anyway, so first and foremost, Magistus Grimoire Crowley. I really wish they would have just called him Alistair, because then everybody would know who he is, but they're the same person. Level 4 Dark Spellcaster Effect Monster, 1800 attack, 1000 defense, reverse stats of Alistair, which is really interesting. He kind of got weaker going into the future, which makes sense. He got older, but he got more defensive. So, I don't know. I guess with wisdom comes with strategy. I don't know. Anyways, so he's a Dark Spellcaster, 18 and 1000. You can only use each of his 3 effects once per turn. First effect, you can send to the graveyard one spellcaster monster that is in your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. So, pretty easy way to summon himself. Gets dudes in graveyards. Really popular one that I've seen a lot of people talking about sending is like Trick Clown, because then Trick Clown will special summon itself. And hey, you just got 2 monsters for basically nothing out on the field. You can declare 1 attribute for the rest of this turn. This card becomes that attribute. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. Having read through all this, I don't think there's a real reason for that so far, at least as far as I can tell. Kind of handy for good old Invoked, but he's not an Invoked card. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target a Magistus monster you control. Equip 1 Magistus monster that is not a level 4 from your graveyard to that target. So pretty cool. All around, definitely going to be a big play enabler. And unless we get some more monsters in this main deck and they're like really good, you're going to be playing like 3 of these in the archetype at least. Next up, we got Magistus Vare Cinderella, which, by the way, I did not learn this until Persona 5 Royal came out, but Cinderella is the original name for Cinderella. I did not know that. So, anyways, level 4 light spellcaster effect monster, 800 attack, 1800 defense. So again, like you can see how she's weaker than the later on version from the Witchcrafter archetype, because whenever she becomes Witchcrafter Madame Vare, she gets 1000 attack and 2800 defense. So, yeah. I don't know, I guess with Lolly comes strength. But anyways, you can only use each of her 2 effects once per turn. If she's normal or special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Add a Magistus spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, or return one of your banished level 4 or lower spellcasters to the graveyard. Pretty neat effects. You're mainly probably going to be using the first one, but however, once you get to the point where you don't really need to worry about searching out spells and traps, returning one of your level 4s to the graveyard is going to be handy, especially for putting Crowley back into graveyard. And then she has the exact same effect as Crowley. You can banish her from the graveyard, target a Magistus monster you control, equip a Magistus monster that is not a level 4 from your graveyard. The Cinderella in her name takes from Cinderella and the French name of Cinderella, and also a popular, well-known, everybody knows who Cinderella is. Moving on, we got Magistus Master and Nemeon, level 4 water spellcaster effect monster. 1300 attack, 1700 defense. You can use each effect among the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can target one Magistus monster you control, equip one Magistus monster from your extract to that target. Then you can also, once per turn, target a face-up spell you control, destroy it, and if you do, draw one card, then return one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So Nemeon here just basically instantly chooses out the Fusion, Synchro, XC, and Link onto a monster you control. Yes, this archetype has everything, and that is really interesting. You don't see a lot of archetypes having every summoning mechanic, except Pendulum, which you can argue doesn't really matter because you got plenty of Pendulum Magician support. So yeah, you could technically play everything in every summoning mechanic in this archetype, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can pop a face-up spell, draw a card. That is really handy, especially for like destroying your own pendulums to draw cards because they are face-up spells. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much play each of these guys get and like what the final build is going to look like. I don't think this is going to be a meta deck per se, especially since the boss monsters are kind of lackluster in my opinion, but we'll get to that here in a moment. So next up we got Magistus Saint Ayose, which I can't make out what this thing's art looks like. It's so weird, but hey, it's cool looking. He's a level 8 Wind Fiend Fusion Effect monster, 2k attack, 2800 defense. This is going to be a recurring theme with each of these. I really wish their attack and defense were switched, but they have high defense, low attack, which is very annoying. So, Ayose here needs a Magistus monster plus spellcaster monster, which means you can technically super poly it. So, like, I don't know, normal summon out Nemeon. Oh, your opponent has Dark Magician out? Okay, super poly. So that's going to be interesting to see if, like, super poly gets played in this deck as a side card for certain matchups, depending on how much... especially if like this is a meta deck. I've been wrong in the past saying, oh yeah, this won't be a meta deck. And see my Zodiac video when I first covered that archetype. I'm still embarrassed about that. Anyways, this thing only has 2 effects. You can only use its first effect once per turn. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can target one other face-up monster in the field, equip this card you control to that target. While this card is equipped to an opponent's monster this way, that monster cannot activate effects, and also you take control of it. So, yeah, you get to take control of an opponent's monster. This thing's a walking snatch steal. In addition, the monster equipped with this card gains 1,000 attack and defense. So, you can use it to steal your opponent's monsters. You can also use it to equip onto your other boss monsters to be able to, well, have them actually have a sizable attack point value. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes. Then we got Magistus Dragon Varan, who, oh my god, I love this artwork. It's so cool looking. Look at it. That looks like straight out of Monster Hunter, honestly. So Varan, he's a level 8 Fire Dragon Synchro Effect monster, 2500 attack, 2900 defense, needs 1 tuner plus 1 more non-tuners to go into. You can only use its first and third effect once per turn. Those are hard once per turns as well. If the Synchro Summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. Yeah. Oh, you ran him over in battle. Okay, pop everything. This thing's like a better Starving Venom with that just right there, and I love it. A monster equipped with this card cannot be destroyed by an opponent's spell or trap effects. If a monster equipped with this card battles an opponent's monster at the start of the damage step, you can destroy that opponent's monster. So yeah, this is this is a pretty nifty card. He seems like he's going to be the main one that you're going to actually have out in the field, and then equip other dudes onto him. That's just my general like look at it. Like you'd want to equip 1 Varan to him, 1 Ayose to him, 1 Ninanaru onto him. This is Magistus Goddess Ninanaru. Rank 4 Earth Rock, XC's effect monster, 1800 attack, 2400 defense. Needs 2 level 4 spellcasters to go into, and she is gorgeous. Ooh boy. Okay, moving on. You can only use each of her first and third effects once per turn. So, yep. You can detach one Exceeds material from this card, then target a level 4 or lower, level 4 or higher spellcaster monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, so basically just recycles your dudes, which is pretty handy. A monster equipped to this card can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase, and if this card is currently equipped to a monster, you can target one Magistus card in your spell trap card zone, and one spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy them. So yeah, this card allows you to do so much, so let's just continue on with the idea with equipping everything on Varan. If you got an Ayose on Varan, he will have 1,000 attack and defense plus, so he'll be 3,500. He will be unable to be destroyed by spell or trap cards, and he will be able to instant nuke anything, and he will also be able to attack twice, and also pop spells and traps. This is such a weird equipped deck, and I kind of like it. This is going to be interesting to see how things go. Then we got the final monster, a Link, and she's adorable. So people are thinking this is a baby Selene, which makes sense. Or I can't say baby because she's clearly not a baby, but a child version of Selene, which would make sense considering the same, like, she looks similar to Selene. And by Selene, I am talking about the Link 3. I don't think there was any other versions of her. Let's see here. Come on. Come on, Ygopro. Load. There we go. Oh, darn it. Come on. Come on. I gotta wait for it to like load in everything because I don't know if Selene's been added, so screw it. Selene. Oh, now you do it. There we go. Selene. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, that totally is her. Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. Wait, if she's the Queen and the Meon is like the King, kinda. How old are you? And I called a cops on the end of Meon. Okay. Anyways, top center, attack 800, light 1, level. Link 1, light effect monster. Link effect monster. Needs 1 level 4 or lower spellcaster monster. You can spell summon Magistus Maiden Artemis, which is what her name is, once per turn only. So you cannot summon more than 1, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. If another Magistus monster or monsters is normal or spell summoned while this card is already in the monster zone, you can target one of those monsters, equip this card you control to that target. So she's basically kind of like a combo piece. You normal summon out one of your dudes, link away, spell summon out another one. Oh, effect, target, equip. Okay, cool. If this card is equipped to a monster, you can, well, if it's currently equipped to a monster, once per turn you can add 1 Magistus monster from your deck to your hand. So, yeah, basically, so like a really good combo would be like, okay, so normal summon Cinderella, effect, add 1 of the spells or traps to hand, link away for Artemis, effect of Crowley, discarding into Meon, special summoning out Crowley, effect of Artemis, equip onto Crowley, effect of Artemis, search out another monster. Probably another Meon or another Ver or whoever you want. So, yeah, pretty good there. Like it. Like it a lot. Next up, we got Magistus, which I just can't think of. I can't help but think of Persona 3 with that. I know that it's like based on it's Hermes Trismegistus, the full name of him, the purported father of alchemy. So, yep. Continuous spell, you can only use the first effect among the second and third effect of this card's name, and only once that turn. Wait, this thing doesn't have Magistus in the name. So you can't search it with Cinderella. That is slightly annoying. Actually, very annoying. Especially since this card is pretty good from what I remember. You can only use 1 effect among the second and third effect with this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. The first time each Magistus monster you control will be destroyed by battle each turn. While it is equipped with an equipped card, it is not. During your main phase, you can special summon a level 4 spellcaster from your hand. Really, really good there. Just more plopping monsters on field. If this face-up card is sent from the spell trap card zone to the graveyard, you can special summon any number of Magistus monsters with different names from your hand. Currently, we have 3 main deck monsters. I'm hoping we'll get 1 or 2 more, but considering that like the lore is all about how Crowley, Cinderella, Ver, and Endymion were originally like best buddies, and then had a falling out, and now see completely different viewpoints on magic and how it should be governed. It is very, very interesting to see what's going to happen with that, and also considering there's only 3 monsters here. They could easily add in a 4th one for the prophecy monsters, considering they are like another sect that will pop up later in the storyline and the lore and all that. But however, for the most part, they weren't a part of this original mess up here with these 3. Basically, from what I know in regards to the lore, Crowley, Ver, and Endymion were all best buddies trying to research magic and everything. Crowley got a bit crazy and started really messing around with fusing himself with magic, and Endymion basically imprisoned him because he was getting just way too crazy. I don't know the full thing. I'll pull up the lore. If anybody's interested, I'll pull up the lore that somebody wrote out a huge thing on Reddit explaining how the lore works. But basically, how it all ends up is that Crowley ends up basically imprisoned at the bottom of the spellbook spell tower, basically powering the thing due to just how much magic is coursing through his body. Ver goes to form the witchcrafters in some faraway town with the idea that magic is for everybody and everybody should be able to use it. And Endymion basically hates that and wants to make it so that only the those worthy of magic in his eyes are able to use magic, because he doesn't want another disaster like Crowley to happen. And then you got spellbooks who pop up sometime later on, thanks to all the spellbook spell tower that Crowley powers. And of course, as we know from the newest invoked fusion, that is Crowley or Alistair fused with the spellbook spell tower, he somehow breaks out and fuses with the tower. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the story later on. I am very, very interested. And oh wait, it is a Magistus card. God, it is a Magistus card. Okay, cool. Anyway, so moving on, maybe we'll talk about lore another time. I really want to get back in. I used to do lore videos and then I stopped because they just weren't popular. But if you guys want to see me talk about the lore of cards again, I will totally do it. I love reading and researching up on the lore and everything. Hey, there's a 4th guy. Yeah, who's that? Okay, so there is going to be a 4th monster, more than likely, because this person here in the middle has not been seen anywhere else in any of the other artwork. And I was looking at this on my phone earlier, and I couldn't tell what was going on. So, Theologia Magistus, whatever. Quick play spell card. You can only activate 1 card of this name's per turn. Target a Magistus monster you control. Equip 1 Magistus monster that is not level 4 from your extract, field, or graveyard to that target. Or if 1 or more Magistus monsters from each monster card type among Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link are all in your graveyard, you can equip 1 non-Magistus Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster from your extract to that target. Now, there isn't much of a reason to do that for the most part, at least not at the moment. But, however, you could use that for some other interesting plays. Like, for instance, you can equip something like, I don't know, Entis onto something. And then when Entis dies, or the creature she's equipped to dies, you can use Entis' effect to destroy something on the field. That could be something you can do. Is it good? I don't know. You'll probably almost always be using the effect to equip the Magistus monsters. I'm sure there's some other sneaky plays you can do as well with other monsters that want to be equipped, but I don't know of any off the top of my head, so yeah, let's move on. Next up, we got Magistus Invocation. Funnily enough, of course, this is the fusion spell, and that is the Book of Law, which is seen, well, in the card, the Book of Law, which it still is weird that that card just is not treated as Invocation at all to be searchable by Alistair, but hey, whatever. So, Magistus Invocation. You know, activate 1 card of this card's name per turn. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your extract using monsters from your hand or field, including a spellcaster monster as material. If summoning a Magistus fusion monster this way, you can also use monsters in your spell and trap card zone that are equipped to Magistus monsters you control as fusion material, which is pretty neat. I like it. Next up, we got Vitra Magicists, which, ooh boy, that artwork is pretty cool too. It looks like the fire dude that you can see in the middle of this one of Theologia is battling Varan, which is interesting. I guess maybe they created these creatures and now they can't control them or something. You can only use each effect among the first and second effect of this card's name only once per turn. Target 1 level 4 lower Magistus monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. If a Magistus card or cards in your spell trap card zone will be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, which is pretty good, protects your dudes, and always happy to have some protection for your cards. So my first thoughts on Magistus. I really want to play this deck. Partly for the lore, I love it. I want to see how this deck is going to end up playing. I'll probably end up throwing it together on Ygopro here shortly and doing some test runs with it. Deck is really, really cool, but right now, with how it's set up, I don't feel like any of the Fusion, Synchro Xyz, or Links do enough to really be able to make the deck any potent. Again, I've been wrong in the past. This deck could very well end up being the next meta deck, but I think that's actually going to be the Super Spy archetype that Konami's being very, very, very sneaky about with it. So this is going to be an interesting deck to play, an interesting deck to see what happens. With that being said, I really hope they get in at least one more Fusion Synchro Xyz or yeah, any of those three. I don't think they need another link. I feel like they could just benefit from having more options in general. They have left those options to be in the door because obviously the Fusion spell does not say Fusion Summon Ayose. It says Fusion Summon any Magistus Fusion monster, so that is entirely possible that we could get more. But I think this is pretty much going to be it for Genesis Impact, I think is what this set was called, right? Yeah, Genesis Impact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 11 cards here. We will probably get one more to make it an even 12. And that will probably be the dude in the middle over here. This one. I don't know who that is. Or that could be their bonus support in another set like they've done in the past with like the Chamber Dragon Maid and stuff like that for previous things. Now then, I do also want to talk about the new Megaten cards. Konami showed off the 10. Obviously, we got Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Wonderful. Anyway, so yeah, everybody knows what he does. Next up, we got Successor Soul. And maybe it's just me, but Blue Eyes looks weird in this art. It's a quick play spell card. Tribute 1 effect monster, then target an effect monster your opponent controls. Send it to the graveyard, then spell summon a level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. You can only activate one of this card per turn, and you can only attack with one monster during a turn you activate this card. This is a quick play spell, so you can be very, very cheesy with it. I like it. I think it's going to be a very handy card for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, and heck, even Red Eyes too. This can be used in all three. I don't know if it's going to be something necessary for all three, but it is definitely going to be a handy option for the three. Next up, we got Destined Rivals. It's a normal trap card. Love the artwork on this one. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls till the end of this turn. You can only activate one Destined Rivals per turn. Pretty neat trap card. Again, I could see it being used in Dark Magician more, because Dark Magician has ways of searching out spells and traps that have cards that have like Dark Magician in the card text, but Blue Eyes does not at the moment. So this could be pretty handy as a card for Dark Magician. I don't know about Blue Eyes though. Then we got Strength and Unity. I love this artwork so much. Somebody needs to make this a mat or something. My god. So Strength and Unity, continuous spell. If you ritual or fusion summon using Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, you can target one card your opponent controls that is or in the graveyard. Banish it. You can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard and target a level 7 or higher normal monster in your graveyard. Either add it to your hand or shuffle it into the deck. You can only use each effect of Strength and Unity once per turn. This card is pretty cool as well. I don't see it being very particularly useful in anything other than Dark Magician. Because again, you can search it out in Dark Magician, or at least you should be able to if my memory is correct. But in Blue Eyes, I don't see this being particularly helpful for anything. But that artwork though, I love it. It feels like it was made by Kazuki Takahashi too, so... but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about these cards? What do you think about the Magistus? Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and peace out. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all later.